Hi, welcome to Box to Lights and welcome to the Darkest Night playthrough. I'm going to be playing with the base set and the first two expansions, Shifting Winds and with an Inner Light. Inner Light adds quests and some extra characters. Shifting Winds is more stuff, so more characters, more blights. I'll show you specifically what those things are. I'm not going to go deeply into the rules in this video. It really is going to be a playthrough demonstrating the gameplay. There's lots of good videos out there that you can watch. Doug Herring, JPlay, go and check those guys out. They give you a good view of the rules, but I will be picking up on things as we go along and explaining exactly what's happening if this is your first look at Darkest Night from Victory Point Games. This is the board, this is the land, the kingdom, which has fallen under the shadow of the Necromancer. Our four heroes, our four players, will be working together to defeat the Necromancer. We've taken refuge in the hallowed ground of the monastery, where the Necromancer and his dead legions dare not follow. At the centre of the kingdom is the village, and at the end of each of these spoke-like roads, the castle, swamp, ruins, mountains and forests. Ruins is where we're going to find the Necromancer at the beginning of the game. To be victorious, we need to defeat the Necromancer. And to defeat and win the game, we need to find at least one of these holy relics. To unlock the secrets of these holy relics, we need to find keys, and we find keys by searching at these locations. Not only this, the basic skills and abilities of our starting heroes are not enough to take down the Necromancer. So we need to search these other locations to find new powers. Different locations are likely to offer different things. So the castle offers the most powers but very few keys. The ruins has the most keys. Whereas the mountains and the forests over here have a balanced mixture of powers and keys. The swamp, on the other hand, is the only place that you can find an epiphany which lets you choose the powers of your choice in order to upgrade your characters. It also has the most artifacts, some bottled magic, but very few keys. So as I continue to set up the game, we must think about our strategies towards how we're going to focus on collecting keys, powering up our characters, finding artifacts, those items that are going to help us defeat the Necromancer and the blights that he'll spread across the kingdom. All the while, this darkness track that's going to be ticking along during the game, making the Necromancer's influence stronger and potentially causing an overrun in the monastery that will cause us to lose the game. There's 4 holy relics on the board. We only need 1 and defeat the Necromancer to win, but if we collect 3 of holy relics and make it back to the monastery, then we can, as a team, perform a holy ritual that will cleanse the land of the Necromancer. So, as a team, you may, from the outset or during play, as the game develops, decide which of those 2 strategies you want to develop. Going for keys and holy relics, or powering up to defeat the Necromancer. The base game has event cards, and the expansions add more to these. Each of them do an artifacts deck, a little bit smaller, and a map deck. The second expansion adds quite a few things to the map deck, as well as events and artifacts. The first expansion adds this quest deck, which we're going to play with. So this kind of gives you sub-quests to complete during the course of the game. These will have a duration, and if you succeed in completing the quest before the duration times out, then you will get a reward. If you fail to complete the quest before the duration times out, then you will get some kind of punishment. We're going to play with a starting difficulty to just up the ante a little bit, and there will be a starting quest here at the village. We've shuffled our artifacts deck. One thing I was a bit disappointed with is the card backs are slightly different colours with each expansion, but you know, once they're shuffled in, it doesn't make a great deal of difference. We'll need to leave space actually as for a discard pile next to each one of these decks. These have already had a pretty good shuffle as it goes. We also get various counters that we're going to need potentially to use during the game. So we've got things that represent the keys, waystones, treasure chests. Okay, so we'll see those as they come into play. These are our standees for all our heroes. We're going to choose those in a moment. The game also comes with some day-night tokens to record which players have taken their turns, one for each of the 4 players, and 2 tokens here to track some stats. The second expansion comes with an extra 5 blue dice. These are the wind dice that one of the characters uses. These are your base set games dice. I like to upgrade these to some bigger, more significant dice, so we're going to lose these from the game. Then we've got a whole set of blights, and we've got some duration tokens here that are added by Inner Light to record the progress and duration of quests. We've got a whole stack of blights. It's nice if you can get these into some kind of order to speed up gameplay. Shifting Winds adds a whole set of blights, which is really nice to see. We've got Crows, Decay, Gate, Oblivion, Omen, Revenant, Spectres and Webs, as well as some extra charms and a couple of new things, a Soothing Lyre and a Tome of Retaining. The next step for us is going to be to choose some characters, and like I say, it's four characters in the game, so if you're playing solitaire you will control all 4. If there's 2 players then you'll get 2 each, 4 players 1 each. If you're playing 3 you might have to argue over who's going to control the 4th character. There is a little icon in the bottom right to remind you which set each character comes from. So the second expansion, Shifting Winds, gives us a Ranger, a Wayfarer, Scout and Wind Dancer. The first expansion gives us the Crusader, the Shaman or Shaman, depending where you come from, the Paragon and the Monk, and these are our base set characters. Okay, on the reverse of each card is a player aid, so there's plenty to choose from, lots of variability to be added to the game. There's tons of game here, and with the quests as well, I think that's really nice, because it makes it feel like, you know, those kind of open world games that you play where there's these little sub-quests to go on. It adds that element. Really like it. It's really neat. Adds a great lot of flavour, because it means that you've got an objective, but you've got these sub-objectives. Okay, it's going to ramp up the difficulty. It's going to distract you from your main quest, but it sets a theme and a story around what's going on in the kingdom. For my playthrough, I'm going to pick randomly which characters I'm going to use. I'm going to pick 1 from each of the 2 expansions, 1 from the base set, and then 1 random 1 from the whole lot. So let's just roll a d4. That's a 3. So I'm going to play for the Scout, and then from Inner Light, the Crusader, and then a d10 for the base set. 1, 2, 3 is the Priest. That's not too bad. A Priest, Crusader, Scout. And then for my final, I'm going to give these a good old shuffle, and we'll pick 1 at random. Okay, you guys tell me when to stop. Well, that one fell out. Should we go with that one? Yeah. It's the Knight. This is our gang: Scout, Crusader, Knight and Priest. Give each one of these characters a day-night, set them all to sun side to show that they are ready to take their first turn, and then we need to go and grab their set of 10 power cards for each of those 4 heroes. So we've got a massive stack, tons of variability, tons of different powers, and also their standees, and place them in the monastery. The Knight, the Priest, the Crusader and the Scout. Each hero also gets 2 trackers to record their stats of Grace and Secrecy. So the circle indicates their starting stats. Grace is our ability to soak up wounds or death blows. If we have no grace left and we get hit, then we get killed. Secrecy is how hidden within the kingdom we are, how visible we are to the Necromancer. Next, each character chooses their starting powers. There's 4 to choose from. These have an icon in top right. So these are going to help us. These are the powers. These are the special abilities that our characters have. And each hero is going to have a different set of these that kind of give a different emphasis to the style of play they have. So choose 3 from those available to you and discard 1. And this will be the Scout's starting powers. We're going to do the same for all of our other heroes. So Crusader, for example, has Defiance, Anointed, Providence, or Wrath. We'll take away Anointed and we'll keep the rest. Okay. The one we discarded and the other 6 go to form a 7-card draw pile. Remember, we're going to be looking for power-ups during the course of the game at places like the castle. For the priest and knight, I've chosen Blessing of Faith, Sanctuary and Intercession for the priest. I'm going to try and keep him around the monastery, not travelling too far from there, where he can be of most benefit to the rest of the team. Remember, this is a team game, you're working together. The knight, I've chosen some real basic skills. He fights with 2, eludes with 2, and can move twice. So charge, sprint, and hard ride. We'll see those things in action pretty soon. Just before we kick off, I've got one last thing to do, and that's reveal our quest that's at the village. It says Unearthly Mists. This is a pretty short quest. It has only a duration of 3 turns, but we only need to get 1 success to complete it. A strange and foreboding mist has covered the land. Explore the area to ensure it isn't hiding malign forces. It's a simple action. We draw an event to get 1 success. An event could be something good, it's probably something bad, and we face that event. This is a pretty good, simple quest to keep us going. If it gets expired, then a blight gets placed in the village. If we complete it, then we win a charm. Okay, talking of blights, we need to set up some starting blights in the kingdom. These will be the starting forces for the Necromancer. So we draw a map card. This gives you a list of locations, and next to one, each one is a blight. Ignore this stuff here. These are rewards for searching. But the good news here is that the starting forces, they're not going to begin in the monastery. This is our safe haven. We ignore this one. So let's place those 6 blights on the board. A lich in the mountains, an evil presence in the castle, spies in the village, there's confusion in the swamps, skeletons in the forest, and a shroud that protects the ruins. Join me next time as we begin Darkest Night.